What's up, everyone? Jumping on for a few minutes tonight. Excited to chat. Make sure I have everything going right over here. Very excited to talk tonight. I also just joined Clubhouse. I got an invite. Thank you, Alina, for the invite to Clubhouse. We did just start a Maegical room on Clubhouse. For anyone that is about that Clubhouse life, which I have just joined and still learning about, feel free to check it out and follow us at Maegical on Clubhouse. We're going to be being a little more active on there, but I'm excited to talk to everyone tonight. I'm going to talk about a few things. What I'm mostly going to talk about is I really want to talk about the journey of what it took the past few years to really manifest an international healing retreat, because wow, it's been a hell of a journey. And it wasn't just one or two things. It was a multitude of aspects to really get to the point. And it still is fully starting to hit me that Maegical is literally holding an international, beautiful healing retreat in Belize. It's like the most special place in the world to Megan and I. So I want to talk about the journey to getting there, like how it was manifested, right? Like, it's wonderful to talk about the retreat, but let's talk about the process, because the reality is every one of you out there have a gift and have a purpose and have the ability to create whatever you want. It's this, I spoke about it a few months back. For those of you that have been following Maegical and following us, I did a heroic dose. I did a heroic trip like 3 months ago. And my message that I just went under and went deep into for like 7 or 8 hours and came back was that we are all powerful co-creators. We are powerful co-creators. And the systems put in place, the systems are all to control us and give power to things outside of ourselves. The indoctrination of organized religion, the political structure, the medical systems, all this stuff is foundationally, it's giving power to something outside of ourselves. And you all have so much power and so many gifts, and we can all co-create this new earth together and create whatever you want, and I certainly don't have all the answers, but what I can do is definitely share how, or at least some tips about how we manifested this dream, because it's been a dream of Maegical since Maegical was born in an ayahuasca ceremony, since Maegical was born, to be able to host and facilitate a beautiful international healing retreat. Take all, align with these powerful, soulful facilitators to come together and bring in the medicines that have just been so deeply profound and healing for me on my journey with addiction in my past, for my wife, Megan, and all the PTSD that she had from years and years and years of sexual abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse. I mean, you name it. It was unfortunately like 10 lifetimes worth of abuse that Megan dealt with from the ages of 5 up to her mid to early 20s. It was rough, and that caused so much PTSD, so much depression, so much anxiety, insomnia, chronic illness. When you have like that energy still in you, it causes chronic illness. It manifests into autoimmune things. It manifests into pain, physical pains. I mean, it manifests in different ways because you're an energetic being. So any traumatic experience you have, especially when you're young, your brain disassociates. And when it disassociates, that energy goes into your body. It suppresses into your body. And when that energy suppresses into your body, it ain't gone. It's still there. It'll come out as insomnia. It'll come out as depression. And over years, it turns into what doctors call autoimmune stuff, or I can't explain this, or I can't explain that. And it's freaking energy. It's suppressed trauma. So, through the years of learning and trying the world's ways of helping me with my binge drinking and addiction and crazy ass partying years ago and Megan's PTSD, nothing in the world worked until we turned to these beautiful plants and we turned and went within ourselves and all that. And basically taking all the things that was profound and healing for us and putting it into a retreat, a beautiful retreat. It's not just, and this is, I mean, all retreats or healing experiences or plant medicine ceremonies or experiences, they all have their place. They're beautiful and amazing. But, Megan's vision was always to create something different. This is going to be very different. It's not just about the ceremonies. It's about the full experience too. It's healing, but a vacation, like a very enjoyable vacation at the same time. So you can enjoy different aspects of it, right? That's why for this international retreat, we included multiple nights on a private island that is beautiful water where you can paddleboard, kayak, see all the wildlife. It's like crazy out there. That's why we included jungle excursions. That's why it's like that's why it's a resort, like the best resort we've ever stayed at in Belize. It is a beautiful luxury resort. That's why there's all these other accommodations to make it the ultimate life experience. It's the ultimate healing experience because we have multiple different modalities of healing, multiple medicines, and incredible healers that are coming with us to work together to collaborate to make this experience. But the setting is just unmatched. It is the ultimate healing experience. So we're excited, but let's talk about the journey of how it happened, how it got there, right? And there's just, I couldn't nearly go through all 5 years of it, of what it's taken to create this since Megan and I got together. But I definitely have some experiences I want to share with you all, if wherever you're at on your healing journey, whether you're near the end of it and you've learned and you've already built whatever it is you want to build, excuse me, or doing whatever it is you want to do, whether you're in the middle, going through your journey and still figuring things out and learning and growing, as we all are, we still are too, or if you're just starting it and it's really scary and you don't know where to go and you feel lost sometimes, that's okay. Wherever you are, you're where you're supposed to be right now, and that's okay. So wherever you are, let's talk about it. So again, where it really was born was how we healed ourselves. That's really where it had to start, right? Most of you know my story. I was big into binge drinking, partying. I was very conditioned, grew up in a military household, nothing against the military. I was in the Marine Corps myself for a short period, nothing against it. But it was very controlled, very systematic, very one way of thinking. And I also was heavy into drinking. And as most of you know, I tried all the world ways, did AA, nothing against it. If it works for you, great. Absolutely made it worse for me. Didn't work for me at all. Tried rehab, all that stuff years and years ago. Nothing worked until I experienced to open my mind to psychedelics. LSD was really impactful for me in the beginning, psilocybin mushrooms, and then meditation, rewiring my mindset. I think God, my creator within me, and Megan, I learned a lot about meditation, rewiring that mind. She calls it meditate and affirmate. Those of you that have experienced the ceremony that she facilitates in Austin every month, a big part of that is the rewiring of the subconscious mind. Right? Meditation, affirmations, gratitude writing, journaling, after speaking words into existence. So utilizing all that to completely overcome my addiction. I haven't drank for years and it's super easy and I can be around it no problem at all. When back then they were like, nope, you can never be around alcohol and you got to change everything. And it's giving all this power to a substance. It was mind blowing. So that experience, the meditation, the affirmations, the rewiring, the psilocybin, that was big for me. And then my wife, most of you all know her story. It was born in the ayahuasca ceremony. Ayahuasca, when something that we have learned over the years in working with people and helping facilitate healing for a lot of people, for some reason or another, unfortunately, sexual abuse usually comes with entity attachments. We live in a spiritual world. There's light and there's dark. And entities can attach to you. In our life, we've dealt with two people that we feel were demonic. It's a real thing. There's light and dark out there. It's both. There's not. So discernment is very, very important. I say that because Megan had entities attached to her from all of her horrible abuse as a child and young adult. And Mother Ayahuasca don't play those games. For those of you that have experienced her, you know that. But in that ceremony, it was like an exorcism. I mean, it was difficult. This entity did not want to come out of her. It was a very intense ceremony. The shaman pulled her in the middle and had to really do a lot of extra calling stuff in and just pulled it out of her. It was literally like an exorcism. But that experience, Maegical was born. We knew we wanted to do something with plant medicine. We knew we wanted to bring this beautiful experience. We knew we wanted to bring it to other people. We knew we wanted to bring it to the world. We wanted to help spread this message that there's hope, that you can heal no matter what you're going through. You can heal. You absolutely can. It's actually funny, a really quick story. I was so deeply touched by that ayahuasca ceremony that I thought my calling was to go study the ayahuasca medicine. I was going to drop everything. Literally go to the jungle, go to the Amazon, find a shaman, train under him for years. I was dropping everything to do it. And God told me no, to be blunt. It's funny. We do have free will and we are co-creators, but sometimes it's not up to us. Like, I definitely wanted to, but Spirit was like, nope, made it very clear. It's like, that's not your calling. That's not it. And it directed me back. So that was kind of a funny story because I was so sure that's what I wanted to do at one point. Anyway, it was born there. We were like, wow, this is beautiful. You can heal PTSD. You can heal all this stuff. It's absolutely amazing. So we wanted to bring that to the world. And at that point, we got back and I got this vision. Mother Ayahuasca gave me the vision of what to do, how to start Maegical, how to get it going. And it just blew up over the next few years. I mean, from nothing to nearly 30,000 people around the world. If you take all Maegical's channels, put them together, the podcast, the Facebook group, Instagram, all these other places, it's about 30,000 people now. And, we've helped facilitate healing for hundreds of people around the world. We're grateful for that just this past year. But we knew Megan had a vision after that ceremony, and that's where it starts. Like, use your personal, what has profoundly impacted you, and what are you passionate about? What is something that burns a fire in yours? What do you love doing? And if you don't have that answer, that's okay. But what is that? Clarify that. And then a vision. You got to have a vision. Megan had a beautiful vision, and we envisioned it together, of a retreat center. That was it. Before, we had no clue how it was going to happen. We had no clue. We knew we wanted to have beautiful retreats. We knew we wanted to have a center. We knew that was part of it, but we didn't know how it was going to happen. And Maegical just started, like, Megan just had her profound ceremony. Maegical was nothing at that point at all. We were still working our corporate jobs. I was doing medical sales. Megan was doing medical sales with me. We didn't have a clue. We just knew it was this divine seed that was planted, and she could already see somewhere beautiful and tropical in the jungle. She knew she wanted there to be plant medicines because that's really what healed her. She knew she wanted it to be meditation was a part of it, and yoga and reprogramming the mind, and foods became a huge part of that too. Food is either killing or healing you. It's one of the two. I can't speak enough about foods. I really can't. It's been such a huge part of our journey, and Megan's journey specifically too, from her healing. But vision, get your vision down clear. Write your vision down. Feel it. Close your eyes no matter what. And one of the hard things to do is don't think about all the reasons why it wouldn't happen, or don't think about all the hurdles in the way. Right? That's what we do as people. We start to think about, well, how's that going to happen? Or how's that going to happen? Or why might not this happen? Or all the things that are getting in the way. Don't think about that. Just think about that end result. Think about the beautiful retreat. Think about how it would feel. Think about the people healing. Think about the beauty of it. Think about the medicines. Think about all the details. Whatever your vision is, whatever it is, there's no judgment. Like, the new earth is going to need many different things to help build this beautiful new earth. It's going to need your vision. You listening to this, the new earth needs your vision. It needs your purpose. It needs your impact. It does. That's how we build this new earth together. That's how we release all the old bullshit in the old earth that didn't work out. None of these systems are made for us. None of these systems foundationally are for our benefit. And when that falls out, it needs the new. It needs heart first. It needs spirit led. It needs health, green, healing. It needs all that, right? So whatever your vision is, the new earth needs it. It does. So get clear on your vision. What is your vision? Clarify it, write it down, become obsessed with it, whatever it is, okay? And a lot of times, at least in our experience, our vision is tied to the direct experiences that we have had, right? So the direct experiences we have had tied to the vision, right? And that's why we're so passionate about it, because it wasn't something we read in a book. It's something we directly experienced ourselves. It was our truth. Was it stigmatized? Absolutely. In fact, that's the next topic. When you set your mind out for something, the universe is going to test you. And it's going to test you with triggers. It's going to test you with people that don't agree with you. It's going to test you with haters, if you want to call them. It's going to test you, right? And we've experienced that directly with both of our families. I'm not going to come on here to bash anything or anyone, but we experienced that directly because of how indoctrinated people are. Heavily indoctrinated. Plant medicines, psychedelics, even meditation, heavily stigmatized, right? Because a lot of times, it's not just religion, but foundationally, a lot of organized religion wants you to focus not on taking your power back, but giving your power to other things, not taking it back yourself, right? And they control by what? What is the most powerful way to control people? Fear. Fear is the most powerful way to control people, by fear. And that's what most religions do, is they control you by fear. You got to believe the way I believe, or you're going to hell. You're going to literally, think about this. You're going to think about it logically, remove emotion. You are going to burn on fire for eternity if you don't believe a certain way. So you can be a good person, you can love people, you can spread love and light, you can help people heal. But if you don't believe a certain way, you are going to be on fire and burn for eternity. That is the most powerful way to control people. That is, like, what is the most powerful way? You take religion, you take a God, and you say, you're going to burn for eternity if you don't listen to me. And there's so much indoctrination. So I say all that because whatever your vision is, you better be prepared. Be prepared to defend it if you need to. Be prepared to speak your truth. And if you want that vision, you tell the universe this is what you want, and that's what burns in your soul. That's your most important thing. It's going to test you. It is going to test you so much. It really is, from a bunch of different ways, right? We got tested with our families heavily. I'll tell you a quick story. With my addiction, my family, my dad's side of the family was really close to me when I was drinking and partying every night in New York. When I was drinking, partying, cocaine, drugs, like doing whatever I wanted up in New York. I was making good money and just not making good decisions. My family was totally cool with me then. But when I discovered psychedelics and they opened my mind and I started to go within and do my inner work, I'll never forget this conversation I had with my dad. And for those of you that follow know, my dad, I was so close to him. He was my best friend growing up. We're like the same person, just one's heavily indoctrinated, and it's like me without a spiritual awakening is basically who he is. So it's pretty sad, but I'll never forget that conversation sitting down with him. I've tried all the drinking things, and finally I was like having these amazing experiences, experiencing psychedelics for the first time in my life, and finding out how I want to be a good person. So I truly want to stop drinking, and having these epiphanies and seeing life totally differently. And I sat down with him and he was like, "Are you doing mushrooms?" And in that moment, I was like, I knew the old me would have avoided the conflict and would have been like, no, I'm not doing it. No, that's crazy, to avoid the conflict. But the new me that was being born because of psychedelics, that was a huge catalyst for me, was like, no, I want to speak my truth. This is a beautiful thing. Psilocybin is a beautiful thing. LSD at the time was incredible for me. It was having these amazing life-altering experiences. So I told him the truth, and that's when everything changed. In that moment, sitting down with him at a restaurant, everything changed. I said, yes, I am, and it's amazing, and I'm having all these life-altering experiences. And I was like, look, MAPS, Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies, is doing this great work on how psychedelics can help people with addiction, and didn't matter. It didn't matter. That was a test for me, but I made the right answer. I made the right decision for me in my experience. Long term, short term, it was tough. He basically associated it with heroin and said that's what a heroin addict says. And really haven't spoke to him in years now. And he went to my whole huge side of my family and said I was going off the deep end because of these psychedelics. And it was rough. But that was a test. The universe was like, how bad do you really want this? Are you really ready to step into your truth? Are you? Because you're going to get tested. And there's not a right or wrong answer, right? There's no judgment. If you're not ready to be open about what you're experiencing, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But for me, that was a test. Am I ready to step into my truth? And I was. I had to stand for my truth. And that meant losing that part of my family. Is that forever? I don't know. Could be, maybe not. I don't know. I can't say that. But I will say, if it is forever, it's worth stepping and standing in my truth and the people that I've been able to impact and help over the years because of standing in my truth, because of standing up for how psychedelics and plant medicine impacted me and helped me with my addiction. And the people that's reached out to me over the years that's been impacted by my story, by the ceremonies we do, by mindset development. It's worth all of that. If I have to lose people, it's more important to me to step in my truth and to live my purpose and my truth, because that is my divine obligation. That's why I'm here. If I have to lose family and people because of that, then they weren't for my highest good. And I don't mean that to sound cold. I know some people like family's everything, and that's great. If that works for you, that's great. But that wasn't my experience. And the beautiful thing is, it became lonely for a while, and the whole point of this is manifesting your vision, right? All I can tell you is the tests that I had to go through and the trials that I had to go through to get to the point where I've been able to manage, or I've been able to help manifest my vision. And part of that was stepping into my uncomfortable truth. And it gets lonely when you step into your uncomfortable truth, especially with new earth stuff, especially with plant medicine, especially with awakening, especially with psychedelics in my experience. And for a while, it was lonely. I thank God every day for my wife. She's my rock. She's amazing. I've learned so much from her, and I still learn from her every day. She facilitates the ceremonies. She's created a lot of what Maegical is. I help her. I support her. I defend her. I'm her guardian. But she's my rock. She's amazing. And I thank God for her. But it was lonely for a while. I lost all my original friends. I lost my family. But, and I'm not saying this to sound sad at all, this has a wonderful ending. But what happened once they fell out, I attracted these incredible, loving, soulful people that were my soul family, that were aligned with my mission, that understood, that were not judgmental, that truly understood unconditional love, that we're able to break free from the indoctrination systems that are in place in this world right now that are broken down, by the way. So that was a key moment in manifesting our vision of this retreat center, of this healing retreat. And I'm getting to that. But part of your journey, in my experience, get clear on your vision. Don't be afraid to step into your truth. What is your truth? How bad do you want it? Your truth, your purpose, step into that. And in my experience, once you do that, people that were once aligned with you may not be so aligned and they may fall off. But trust and have faith that makes room for people that are aligned with your highest good, that are there to help and assist you on your divine mission. So that's a part of it too. Another part of manifesting, whatever it is you want to manifest, your mission, whatever it is you have to consistently work to break down and destroy the victim mentality. This world conditions you so heavily to be a victim. The system, it's this, anything outside of yourself. Does the system suck? Absolutely. Nothing in this system is for us, right? The organized religion, in my opinion, the school system, it conditions children to put their value in their grades from a young age. My value is associated with my grade. My value is associated with what my parents think about me. My value is associated with what teachers think about me. My value is associated with my friends think about me. So by the time kids are teenagers, they don't have any self-worth. They think their value is what other people think about them, right? So we got to destroy that and the victim mentality, right? We're conditioned heavily in a society of victim mentality, but that's going to keep you out of power. And if you're trying to manifest something amazing, whatever it is you're trying to manifest in your life, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be a healing retreat center. That's just my vision. That was just our vision, right? Whatever you're trying to create, if you have a big vision, which don't hold back, you're on this earth to be amazing, right? You are already amazing, but you have the ability to do great things and really help people. To get to that, you got to pull all your power back, destroy that victim mentality, take ultimate self-responsibility. Radical self-responsibility. Anything that you do like in your life, anything that you don't like in your life, you have to say it's my fault. I'm in charge of changing it, right? Now, I'm not taking away from difficult things. There's a lot of difficult things that are out there, right? Like Megan, my wife, for instance, had so much deep trauma. Was that her fault? No, it wasn't her fault at all. Like that stuff that happened to her. But in that moment, she had to she could have just been like, all right, well, that's the way my life is because that happened to me. And now I'm just going to wallow in pity for my whole life. People do that. It's much easier to blame something else. But she took her power back and said, I'm going to take the uncomfortable steps. I'm going to be my own hero in my story and take the uncomfortable steps to find my healing. I'm going to go to these plant medicines. I'm going to do the mental work. I'm going to speak my truth, right? And because of that, she was rewarded with healing. She healed and she stepped into her power and created Maegical. You got to get rid of the victim mentality. What happened in the past happened in the past. You can't change it. What are you doing right now to help heal yourself, speak your truth, and take all your power back? You are a powerful co-creator. You have to have all your power. You can't give it to anything outside of yourself, right? And there's going to be obstacles. But nothing externally is going to fix it, okay? There's guides, there's mentors. I think mentors are amazing. I have some amazing mentors I'm so grateful for. Mentors are important. They can help for sure. There can be external things that help, but ultimately you are the one in charge. You have to take all your power back. You have to be the one to do it. No one's going to for you. Take control of your habits. Habits are foundational too. Your habits are the foundation for the quality of your life. All of that will speed up that manifestation process of whatever your dream is. And so we did. We had a vision. We stepped into our truth, because if our vision is having a beautiful healing retreat with medicines or a international retreat center, we have to be able to step into our truth about what healed us. We can't like hide from our friends or our family that because something's stigmatized. Just because a member of the family thinks meditation is the devil doesn't like we can't not talk about that being the truth. What's more important, what that person thinks, or the 3,000 people that are stuck and are traumatized that need to hear this message? What's more important, your family member that is indoctrinated and lives in fear, thinking negatively of you, or 5,000 people that if you make a video or say something, they could hear something that could be a catalyst to help change their life and they can heal? What's more important? Now you have emotional attachment to this family member. So initially it ain't going to be easy. It's not going to be comfortable, but it's worth it when you're the lives you're impacting, right? So we had to make that decision to manifest this international healing retreat early on. Have to clear our vision, step into our truth, no matter how uncomfortable it was, step into it. Take all our power, like no more victim mentality. It's up to us. We had to do it. We had it, and your team comes in, right? You will attract your soul tribe. You really will. Couple things that'll help a lot too is, again, habits, morning, evening routines. We talk about that a lot. You got to let go of things that are no longer serving you, you know? And massive action. One of the things in the communities I see a lot, people talk about visualizing and people talk about feeling it, which is great. You have to visualize and feel, but you got to take action. You have to take it we have physical bodies to have a physical experience, right? You have to physically take the actions. I think a work ethic is something in my experience I've found to be essential too. It's not always you gotta, in my experience, grind. You gotta work. You gotta have that work ethic. You know what I mean? And consistently do things to raise that vibration to become the best version of yourself. So visualize, clear, feel it, see it every day. Put that into your routine, morning and evening, feeling what you want, stepping into your truth, doing things to consistently become the cleanest vessel has helped us a lot too. Foods have been essential for us to keep our vibration high, letting go of things that no longer serve us, and then really stepping into your power. The last thing I want to mention is unwavering faith. I know it's hard. Because since we were children, we live in a fear-based society. Fear-based. Everything is fear-based. So we're conditioned to worry about finances. We're conditioned to worry about what people are thinking of us. We're conditioned to worry about something failing. When you are so guided and you are so protected, the two things I want to point out here are, look for signs. We had so many signs. You want to manifest what you want to create, what you want to create. Trust that you're supported by the universe, because you are supported by the universe. Trust that there's signs all around and messages all around. We get messages in feathers and numbers and people and, animals. Animals, yes. Megan pointed out animals, of course. But trust that you're supported in your vision. And we did. We had faith, and we were tested a lot. So many times we were tested. And we had to have unwavering faith. Unwavering faith. And it's okay if you slip up every now and then. You're human. We all are. I will admit it. To tell you, to be totally transparent with you, Megan was a lot better at this than I was. I had some struggles. I caught myself, and I did catch it, and I continued work to become better and better, to have that unwavering faith. But you're going to get tested, and in this world, there's so much fear conditioning, it's easy to slip up into that. And that's another thing I give so much credit to Megan for. I still, again, when I say I learned a lot from her, I still do. I really do. She has always had unwavering faith that her dream of an international retreat was going to come to fruition. She still knows her international retreat center that's going to help heal a lot of people. That's why Maegical was given the divine mission to heal the world, is going to come to fruition. Have unwavering faith. Look for signs. The signs and messages all around you. If you're listening to this, you're supposed to listen to this. It's like people think one of two ways. Everything's a coincidence, or there's no such thing as coincidences. What way is it, right? I don't believe in coincidence at all. It's a sign. It's a message. Take it, believe it. Your belief system is so important. Remember, your beliefs get sent to your reticular activating system in your brain. Your brain is going to look for things that only confirm your beliefs. This is why it's no point to argue on Facebook, right? Because everyone is seeing what they want to see, right? Everyone's seeing what they want to see. So choose a belief system that serves your highest good. Keep working to have unwavering faith. Whatever your mission is, whatever vision you've been given, you can do it. You absolutely can. You've been given that divine vision for a reason, because that is part of your divine obligation. It's your purpose. It's already yours. You just got to step into it and own it. That's it. But yeah, I just wanted to share different ways of how what we've had to use to help manifest our vision of an international retreat, which we are so grateful and excited about. It is June 10th to 20th. And you know, it's the universe works in mysterious ways. We went out to Belize, we knew we wanted to do an international retreat, but not expecting it to be in Belize, and all the stars aligned. We hit it off with the owners of the most beautiful resort we've ever been to. They loved us. They're all about what we're about, and they were excited about our vision. Partnered with them, came back. Since we've come back, we have attracted the most amazing team to put this on. The most amazing team. And a lot of the team to put this on, we didn't talk to them that much, or we didn't know them before we left for Belize. How crazy is that? But we put it into motion. It was happening, and the universe is like, here's your incredible, divine, and insanely gifted team. And we've put together the ultimate team. I can't speak enough about them, because we couldn't do this by ourselves. Megan's incredibly gifted. Couldn't do this by ourselves. And now we have an amazing team that is going to facilitate the most beautiful healing June 10th to 20th. And we're just grateful. Those are a bunch of tips and ways that we've manifested this international healing retreat, and use those, because whatever it is you want to manifest, you're going to face those same things. You know, having that vision, stepping into your truth, speaking it even if it's uncomfortable, letting go of that which doesn't serve you anymore, whether that's situation, things, people, whatever, bringing in your divine team, your soul family that's there to support you and help you reach your highest good, focusing on your habits and becoming the cleanest vessel you can, stepping into your power, taking all your power back, right? Excuse me. Taking control of your habits and taking massive action, and having unwavering faith. Unwavering faith that it's already done. You just got to step into it. You'll have a wonderful night out there. We just launched this, and we've already filled 2 spots. We have 15 spots available for the international retreat, June 10th to 20th. Just going to be the ultimate life experience. We had 15. We have 13 left. DM me or email David@Maegical to get info on the itinerary and the costs and all that fun stuff. We do have discounts for couples. And yeah, oh man, I'm getting a whole bunch of messages. I'm so sorry. Oh, 10th to 21st. We did move it to an 11-day retreat. Megan's furiously commenting. Sorry, it's an 11-day retreat. We had to move it because there's so much cool shit happening. We have so many there's so many workshops that are powerful, impactful, all this stuff. We had to move it to 11 days. So 11-day retreat. The facilitators are like, stop changing the dates. All right, y'all have a wonderful night. We love you. Magical's here for every one of you. Whether you make this one or the next one, this is a freaking springboard for Maegical. This is the first of many healing retreats, but this is the first. So this is a super, super, super special one. But we're going to be trying to do them each quarter. We have connections in Tuscany, Italy to do them. Greece. I mean, this is going to blow up, man. This is going to be monstrous. This is how Maegical heals the world, by one soul at a time, and us working together, staying in spirit, overcoming ego, taking action, and having unwavering faith. DM me for info. You'll have a wonderful night. Happy healing.